hit it, get it, get it. Oh. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Everybody. What's going on? What's happening?
You know what I need right now? A My Pillow under my face.
He's so bad. You on the struggle bus this morning?
I'm a little bit. I'm pretty much in the back seat of the struggle bus, looking for a My Pillow. Is what I'm doing. I haven't had a lot of sleep this week, and I need some squeezy fur technology slippers on my feet. I need a cardigan on my body. I need like 4 My Pillows, some between my knees. You know what I mean? Like My Pillow, and then I just need.
They have body pillows. They got My Pillow body pillows.
I need all of them. I need the body pillows. I need the regular pillows. I need everything. I need everything My Pillow in a room with me right now, with quiet and darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Right. That's what I need.
Well, I have an email from Kim Benz, like Mercedes. It's Kim Benz. And she writes, "Good morning. Finally, my husband listened to me and ordered a pillow topper with your code. You both bring me laughs and common sense conversation every morning. I live in San Diego and want to move closer to my daughter and her family. She moved my 4 grandkids to Westfield, Indiana without my permission. She loves it, so I will be happy for her. Keep up the great work from Kim Benz. P.S. Balls," she said. So she took advantage. There is, by the way, it's 50% off the mattress toppers right now. So now is a good time. If you want to get a mattress topper from My Pillow, it's a pretty good deal for that. 50% off. Hello.
You might as, it's basically free. Basically, just get it. What are you waiting on? It's a new year, new mattress topper. I feel like that should be the slogan there. Just get it.
Right.
Don't wait.
MyPillow.com/chicks. Do it today. Okay, you guys. Oh my God. How much? First of all, raise your hand if you actually watched Biden do his thing yesterday.
A little. So I'll raise it a little. Oh, wow.
You did?
Just a little. Like, and then I was like, oh. And then that's what, but I just did a little bit, like just a tiny bit, you know what I mean? Because I can't.
Well, it was funny. Yesterday morning at like 8:45-ish is when I go into the studio. And that's when Tony Katz is wrapping up his morning show. And so I heard him say to the producer, "Is Mock in the room? I want to ask her something." And I was in the room. So I picked up, I don't know if that's the right lingo. That's the right radio lingo, but I got
We're such professionals, right?
I got onto my microphone, and the question he had for me was, Biden is giving his address at 9 a.m. Are you guys going to be covering it live? And I was like,
you were like, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
Of course I'm not going to play that thing live. Now, will I have some clips after the fact to make fun of?
Sure.
Yes. But I mean, I'm not going to run it live and do that to our audience. Why would I do that?
Because they would turn it off. Because they would do what I did, which was maybe watch a little bit, and then I was like, I have better things to do with my time. I'm gonna go. And then I had so many other things. I had so many errands to run, with the house. I had a bunch of crap to do yesterday. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it was because I'm a little horrified by the coverage yesterday. A little horrified. And when I say a little horrified, I'm horrified by the coverage.
It was nauseating. And so I've got 2 clips of Biden because that's enough, right? Like you don't need more than that. You just need to get a sense of angry Biden was out in full force yesterday.
Oh my God, screaming.
He was talking about throats and daggers, you guys. That's the first clip we'll play.
Former president. He's a defeated.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong one. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Is it? Okay, let me try this one. Hang on.
Hold on. I can't. It's so early.
I will defend this nation. And I will allow no one to place a dagger at the throat of democracy.
Okay.
Daggers and throats.
We will make sure the will of the people is heard.
Who wrote that?
That the ballot prevails, not violence. That authority in this nation will always be peacefully transferred. I believe the power of the presidency and the purpose is to unite this nation.
Oh,
Oh,
you're doing such
okay.
a bang up job of that, Grandpa.
Okay, well then
versus unvaccinated. Yeah.
That
Okay.
leads me to this super unifying message of his, which I accidentally started to play first. But here's how much he wants to unify. Listen to this.
Us. Right.
Former president. Defeated by a margin of over 7 million of your votes in a full and free and fair election. Mm-hmm. There is simply zero proof the election results are inaccurate.
Okay. So he ripped on Trump.
Into Trump, yeah.
Ripped on him.
Yeah, it became a thing about Trump, which that was also absurd to me. Like, they keep looking back. This is like, it's become this obsession. And it's like, that's all. Like, I always tell you that on any given day, I'll go watch MSNBC or I'll go watch CNN just to see what they're talking about. And they constantly are talking about Trump. This is what they are. Now, I know yesterday was January 6th. I get it. But they're obsessed. Like, they're obsessed with this guy. Like, and you know, when people are obsessed, it shows me that they're terrified. They're terrified of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, Liz Cheney now, her whole focus is going to be, how do we prevent him from running again in a legal way?
Exactly. Did you see her dad?
Yeah.
Her dad like was paraded out last night. Like, he just paraded out last night. I used to like that guy. Remember how I used to
I do remember.
I really, really liked Dick Cheney. And now I'm just like, what are you doing, old man? Like, what? Go back into retirement and stop coming out and trying to bring back like the old club, you know, like the old gang. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants the old gang to come back. It's like, you had your time, go retire. You know, you don't need to be coming back and like trying to support your daughter. And because nobody likes your daughter, nobody. So she's a disgrace. It was madness yesterday. Yeah.
And it's just so tone deaf about like what the country actually cares about. Like, people do not care about a riot. That's what it was. It was a riot. Exactly. It shouldn't have happened. It was not an insurrection. And the reason that I know that is because no one's been charged with insurrection.
No one. And for them to compare it, like for people like Kamala Harris to compare it to Pearl Harbor or September 11th.
Yeah.
It's
my God.
Utter insanity. And it's like they're trying to take it and do that. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they made it a national holiday. I'm not even kidding.
You are probably right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to turn it into a national holiday and they were just like, we have to have, you know, solemn remembrance of that day. Seriously, of a riot? Because what about all the riots last summer? You know, what about all the people that were killed? Are we going to have a day of remembrance for David Dorn? Are we going to do that?
I don't even think Joe Biden knows who that is.
He doesn't. And he's not the only one. There were people that were killed last summer. There were businesses that were destroyed. There were people's lives who were completely shattered. They don't care. They don't seem to care. In fact, Kamala Harris wanted to bail those people out. She didn't just want to. She facilitated it. She did. You're absolutely right. So, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, pick a lane. I think we know what lane you're in. It's at this point, it's like they're trying to change the narrative in a way. They're taking this and they're using it for political purposes, and it is gross.
It's obvious, right? Like, I think I would hope that most people with common sense know exactly what this is truly all about. They are looking for a way to take away the focus on all the utter crap that they're responsible for. They've literally messed up every possible thing you can mess up. And they don't want people to remember that. They don't want people to remember Afghanistan and the fact that 13 Marines still have not received justice. They don't want people to know about the high gas prices and the food prices. They don't want people to be thinking about that. They want people to be like, I hate Trump. That's it.
Yeah. Where's the ceremony for those 13 people? Where's their ceremony? You know? I mean, I don't remember seeing all the coverage and like from MSNBC and CNN for those people. Do you? Because I don't remember that. I don't remember the solemn remembrance for them and the ceremonies and the candlelight vigils. Do you? It's unbelievable.
You pointed out that Kamala, I mean, right out of the gate, was immediately comparing January 6th to Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
I just can't.
offensive on every level.
It is.
So Jen Psaki was asked about that in her presser yesterday, and the word salad that comes out of her face is so utterly preposterous that it has to be heard to be believed. Listen.
Harris, in her remarks today, compared January 6th to Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Can you elaborate on what the thinking was behind that comparison? She's faced some criticism, especially in conservative circles, for that.
She's an idiot.
Well, I would first say that, as the president also said in his remarks, if we look back to some very difficult moments in our history, back in 1861, there were no Confederate flags being waved in the Capitol. In very dark moments in our history, there were not people storming our nation's capital, trying to take over the office and even threaten the Speaker of the House. So instead of, for those who are being critics of the Vice President's remarks, I think instead of focusing on or analyzing comparisons of moments in history, I would suggest that they be a part of solving the threat to democracy that occurs today, that is happening today.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So what the hell, what was she talking about? That was utter nonsense. I wonder if it's hard for her to defend people like that. Because listen, I mean, I'm sure she's read a history book. She knows the difference between what happened on January 6th last year and September 11th in Pearl Harbor, right? September 11th in Pearl Harbor, as we all know, thousands of people perished. I mean, hello, right? Last year, there was one person who died, but it was at the hands of a Capitol police officer. I'm correct on that, right? Yeah. So, I mean, there is a stark difference. And if you know anything about history, you understand that there is a difference. There are a lot of people out there who I know are freaking idiots who don't know the first thing about history. I'm assuming that our vice president is one of those people now, because she got up on a podium and she said those ridiculous things yesterday. And I'm looking at that thinking, oh my God, she is that much of an imbecile. Either that or her speechwriter is. She is probably like, I don't know, 20 something who wrote that speech. She didn't even think to look over it. And then she spewed those things out of her face. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, maybe. I don't know. But either way, that was a ridiculous thing to say. And I cannot believe, they should be apologizing for that. The administration should be apologizing for saying that. That's how dumb it was, honestly.
Well, but see, the real reason, and this is what she said in not so many words, when she talks about, well, in those other points in history, there weren't any Confederate flags waved and there wasn't anybody threatening the Speaker of the House. The difference is, the reason that this is so important to them is because they felt afraid. They felt personally threatened for a couple of hours, and you can't have that. Okay. So when it affects them personally, then it matters. It doesn't matter when other people are impacted by violence and chaos and terrorism and whatever else. It only matters if they feel it. If they feel like it's close to home, then it matters.
So wherever the riot is, that's where it is. So if the riot happens at the Capitol where they work, that's when it matters. So then we have a candlelight vigil, and it matters because they're important. You're not important. It's why they get guns and they don't want you to have guns. Is that?
There's no other explanation to me. To me, that's what she was saying when she was like, "This time somebody threatened the Speaker of the House here at the Capitol." So obviously, it's way bigger deal than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor.
So we didn't work yesterday. So we stopped working on actual things that mattered yesterday, which actually pissed me off. I mean, that was my reaction yesterday. I'll be completely honest with y'all, because this is what I do. Yesterday, I was just sitting there thinking, can these people not get any freaking work done again? Because they're taking a whole day to do all this bullshit. Seriously, they're doing candlelight vigils and all this stuff. Listen, it's one thing if they want to take time to commemorate something, fine, take an hour and do it. But they took all day to do that yesterday. Really?
And then they're not coming back to work until Monday at 6:30 at night.
Oh my God. These people they are useless. They are useless. Completely.
Oh my God. Just insane. So, by the way, Kamala, who is, one of the people, well, the whole day, if you think about it, was one of their arguments is, oh my God, we almost lost our democracy because there wasn't, people were trying to fight against a peaceful transition of power. And they always say how crazy it is that right wingers have any doubt about the fair and free election. But like rewind to 2 years ago when Kamala was on with the Breakfast Club. What's that guy? Charlemagne.
Yeah, the God.
Yes. Yeah. And this is what she was saying about the 2016 election. Listen to this.
Matter. When you win an election, you get to set the rules.
How can you win with Russian interference, though?
That's
what
real
I'm
thing.
scared about in 2020.
But rightly.
Because I think he's an illegitimate president that didn't really win. So how do you, fight against that in 2020?
You are absolutely right. So, again, as a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, I will tell you that we should believe exactly what the intelligence community has told us, which is Russia did interfere in the election of the President of the United States in 2016.
Oh, my God. Hey, side note, is this the only guy?
Her face right there, that's me. That's my face right now.
Seriously, though, is that the only guy that she ever interviews with? Is Charlemagne the God? I feel like, because that's the only. Really, think about that. That's the only guy that we ever get clips from her interviews. It's Char because you're.
Well, there was one yesterday. There was a chick yesterday that sat down with her for like 12 minutes, and they asked her specifically. I almost pulled it, and then I thought that's too much, Kamala. But one of the things they said is like your entire staff is leaving you. Like what do you make of that? And her answer was to do the cackle and say it tells me I need to get out of DC more.
Again, like she said that before. Yeah, maybe get your ass to the border, lady, because that's your job.
That'd be a good start.
Start with that.
That would be a great start. Oh my God. Just unbelievable. And then, of course, there was the whole moment of silence. And then Nancy Pelosi and a whole bunch of other people got up to speak about how traumatized they still are. Like they all still have the PTSD from this horrible event. Mm-hmm. But then it actually became for real political theater because there was the montage of the Hamilton actors singing a very special song to commemorate the day. I'm not going to play the whole thing because that would be cruel, but I am going to let you see a little bit of the cringe because damn, you guys.
The conversation, we're privileged to have a contribution from one of the great creative talents of our time, Lin Miranda. May his beautiful words be an inspiration to us. Among the words he said and in the music, we'll make it right for you.
Make it right.
Okay, blah, 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 blah.
God.
Here we go.
Of the American experiment.
Blah, blah, blah.
Equity. That's what I wrote about Americans.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Here's the song. So cringe.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You had my eyes, you had your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart.
What am I watching? What is this? What is this? What is happening? Seriously, what's happening? What is it?
That's enough. I feel like that's enough.
But what was I witnessing there? What's going on?
You were witnessing actors from the play Hamilton.
What were they doing?
They were singing.
They were soothing Nancy Pelosi with their voices.
Right.
They were soothing
I
her.
think if we would have watched the whole thing at the very end, there probably was an appearance by Gal Gadot singing Imagine.
You know what?
I don't know for sure.
There was an interview. I saw an interview with her the other day where she, I think she regrets that. I think she has some remorse about that. Yeah.
Really?
A little bit.
Well, good for her for having some self-awareness.
I think there's a little bit of self-awareness there. Yeah. But anyways, I don't understand. I honestly don't. Going back to, I don't know what was that? I don't, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You know who's rolling in his grave right now is Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan is like, what the hell are y'all doing? What are you doing?
Well, him and all the founders are probably like, this is not what we meant, you guys. This is not at all what we meant.
What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? Yeah, that's
Ginger just sent us a super sticker and said the U.S. is turning into the Hunger Games. She's
oh
so
my
right.
God.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. If you missed Tucker last night. Remember?
I did. I totally did. I missed Tucker and skipped over and like went straight to Hannity, which, I mean, Hannity's okay, but he's not my favorite,
Well, remember how everybody has been mad, and rightly so, at Ted Cruz for calling January 6th domestic terrorist attack?
So mad.
Everybody's been super mad at him. And so apparently Tucker gave it to him big last night, or not last night, but the night before. He ripped him for that. And that caused Ted Cruz to immediately text Tucker and be like, please, 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 can I be on your show to talk about it? And Tucker had him on, and Tucker was not having any of his bullcrap.
He took him to task.
Thank you for having me on. When you aired your episode last night, I sent you a text shortly thereafter and said, listen, I'd like to go on because the way I phrased things yesterday, it was sloppy and it was frankly dumb. And
I don't buy that. Whoa. I don't buy that. Look, I've known you a long time, since before you went to the Senate. You were a Supreme Court contender. You take words as seriously as any man who's ever served in the Senate. And every word you repeated that phrase. I do not believe that you used that accidentally. I just don't.
So, Tucker, as a result of my sloppy phrasing, it's caused a lot of people to misunderstand what I meant. Let me tell you what I meant to say. What I was referring to are the limited number of people who engaged in violent attacks against police officers. Now, I think you and I both agree that if you assault a police officer, you should go to jail. That's who I was talking about. And the reason the phrasing was sloppy is I have talked dozens, if not hundreds of times. I've drawn a distinction. I wasn't saying that the thousands of peaceful protesters supporting Donald Trump are somehow terrorists. I wasn't saying the millions of patriots across the country supporting President Trump are terrorists. And that's what a lot of people have misunderstood. That.
I mean, it obviously went on and on.
Then you should have said that. He should have. I mean, and Tucker's right. He is very careful about his words, usually. He should have said that. He should. Terrorist. The word terrorist or the word terror is just, it's over. You know what? It's about as overused as the word racist now.
Yeah. And we can't be the side that does this to words. We cannot.
Exactly. Precisely. And so for him to fall into that category and to be lumped in with the people who do that, it was very disappointing. Very disappointing for him to do that.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what? Instead of saying it was sloppy or inartful or whatever it was, dumb, whatever words he used, he should just say, man, I messed that up. I messed that up, and I deeply, deeply regret it, because that was just the dumbest thing I could have ever said. I don't know why I said it, and I have all the regrets about saying it.
Yeah, or just say sorry. Say, you know what? I'm sorry I said that. And I said it. I was dumb. That was a dumb freaking thing to say. And you know what? I don't mean it. And after everything that's happened today, which was yesterday, after everything that's happened today, I see things a little differently. And I am so sorry the way that it could have come across to you guys. And that sucks. It sucks the way that you heard that. I mean, why can't they do that? Why can't they do it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why can't they be human? I just don't understand. It's like a politician-y thing. They just cannot be freaking human beings. I don't get it.
And maybe there was, like, I don't know what the reason was. I mean, he is so careful about his words. He had to have thought in advance. There was some political reason that he did it. I don't know who on the Democrat side he was trying to appease, who he made a deal with. I don't know, because it's so mind-blowing that is something that he would say.
Yeah, but again though, quit making those deals. Like that's the thing. Everybody needs to stop. If you're a person that runs for office, that gets in for your constituents to represent your people, stop doing that crap. Like, quit making those deals. That's why we don't like these people. We've known people that have gotten into office and they start out as great people. They're great people. And we're like, yeah, they made it. They're in office. They're great. Then they get in there and they become royal dicks. And it's like, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
This is the thing. So just stop doing that. Just remain true to yourself and remain true to your constituents. I wish people could just Just do that.
Glenn is asking, and he seems very upset. He's like, holy F-bomb, have none of you ever made a mistake? That's the point. If it was a mistake, he should be like, man, I made the biggest mistake ever.
Exactly.
And he was like, it was sloppy. I didn't say it exactly right. Just freaking apologize.
Right.
That's it.
That's what we're trying to say. That's exactly what we're trying to say. When you make a mistake, you say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, that's what you do with your friends. I mean, we've done that. Mock and I, like, we've gotten in tips over the years where it's usually me, because I'm like usually the one who screws things up, and then I'll have to say, I was a total
That's fake
bitch.
news. We are both awful.
I'm like, sorry, I was such a bitch. I'm really sorry, but you have to say sorry, right? I mean, this is the thing. In order for somebody to forgive you, you have to say sorry. You can't just say, well, I mean, I was sloppy.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right. Just own it. Just own it a little bit more.
That's what
all
we're trying to say. Yeah.
I do have a palate cleanser because now I think, of course, this is Governor Ron DeSantis, of course. And this was, I believe, before all of the hullabaloo, right? This is all before the ceremony, the Biden bullcrap, all of it. And he was talking about what he believed was going to happen in the day and how ridiculous it was all going to be. And I had to look this up, but he said it was going to be a Charlie Foxtrot. And I was like, I don't know what that is. So I look it up, and it's like military lingo for cluster F. It's like a cluster, cluster.
In German, that's called a Klusterfugen.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yes.
And so that's some of what he said yesterday was going to be all about. And of course, he's absolutely right. Watch.
If this is what you said it was, why are you not charging people? So I think it's going to end up being just a politicized Charlie Foxtrot today. I don't expect anything good to come out of anything that Pelosi and the gang are doing. I don't expect anything from the corporate press to be enlightening. I think it's going to be nauseating, quite frankly, and I'm not going to do it. But I do think that if you have this January 6th committee, why do we not know some of the people who we know were really involved in orchestrating this? They got pulled off the most wanted list. Christopher Wray was asked at the under oath what FBI was involved in that, and he would not answer the question. And so I think that this is something that has really been used for political narrative and posturing purposes. I don't think it's been effective. You know, people here in Florida, they care about inflation, and they care about gas prices.
People all over the country.
And crime and all the key issues that are so important. And that's what they talk to me about. But there is an obsession with this amongst the DC, New York journalist class. And again, I think it's because it allows them to spin a narrative that they want to spin.
Right. And then listen, when Mock found out that Charlie Foxtrot was a military term, she immediately went and found a picture of DeSantis like in his 20s in a military uniform.
I love that photo. You know how much I love it.
Oh, I do.
By the way, oh my gosh, we got a very, very generous super sticker. Michelle Hamilton, thank you very, very much for that.
Thank you, Michelle.
So sweet. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now well, you know what? I'm not going to do this to people. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. I was going to play you. Well, after that, I was going to play you Jen Psaki talking about DeSantis. And she's very mean, and she lies about him outright. She just flat lies about him and says that he has never encouraged vaccines, which is so unbelievably ridiculous. It's just garbage, because he was the one that actually bypassed the original CDC guidelines to make sure that the most needed, the elderly and the immunocompromised people in his state got access to the vaccines first. And so she is a big fat liar, and I'm not going to make you guys watch it because
I'm wondering, has anybody asked Jen about I'm sure that they have. Maybe Peter Ducey has. I haven't seen him in a while. At least
because they reduced the press pool to only 14 people because of COVID, and you know they're not going to let him in.
I was going to say, because he's just not been in there to ask the questions like, why is it that Florida gets less monoclonal antibody treatments than New York? And New York is obviously, they have more people. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Florida has more people. Florida has more people than New York. That's what I meant to say. So, I mean, I'm trying to understand, like, why would is it because of the fact that Florida is run by a Republican governor? Like, would that be part of it? You know, because I mean, why wouldn't it be equitable, or at least equitable? Because it's I think it was something like 12,000 versus 22,000. I'm probably off a little bit on the numbers, give or take, but it was a lot. It was a lot more for New York than it was for Florida. And I thought, well, that's weird. I mean, why would they do that, right? Why would
Well,
they
he's been
do that?
railing against it. Absolutely railing against it.
Well, he has, but I mean, they're not doing anything to remedy it. And meanwhile, there are people there who want it. And frankly, there are a lot of people who, this is what DeSantis has said, that were like, they're coming from other states saying, wait a second, they're asking him and they're talking to him from other states saying, we didn't even know about it. We didn't even know that was a thing, because the CDC and the government and, you know, just nobody has talked to them and said, hey, this is a thing. You can actually do this instead of, or in addition to, or when you get it, this is something you can do to treat yourself. It's like, if people aren't educated about this stuff, how do they even know? Because this is not something that they push. They just constantly push the vaccine. So
it almost makes it seem like there's some deal that they have with Pfizer. It almost seems like that.
It does. It's very peculiar.
It's so weird.
Very weird.
You guys, it's time for some My Pillow talks.
Thank God.
And let me see. Oh, Karen, what's that bird? Is it an emu? Is that what she is?
It's an emu.
Karen?
Where she does like that. Yeah.
She's apparently in like major bitch mode right now because she stepped in her own crap. So
you would too. You would be so bitchy if you stepped in your own crap.
So the woman that owns Useless Farms, who, by the way, I'm kind of obsessed with her because she's so gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
Every feature on her face, like, first of all, she has this gorgeous hair, and then she's got these gorgeous eyes and this perfect pouty mouth, and like every feature on her eyebrow, like everything is perfect.
I know. And
I'm a little bit in love with her.
And you know it's all natural because she lives on a freaking farm. Like, I mean, we live on a ranch, and it's like, it's not like you go anywhere in the vicinity and there's places for you to get all that stuff done. I'm just saying, like, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Like, that woman, she's probably all natural. Plus she's young, but she's all natural. She's just beautiful. Yeah.
I have a little bit of an obsession with her. Anyway.
Yeah, she's adorable.
She is talking about Karen, the evil emu biatch.
Did like a flying karate kick at me, slipped in a pile of her own shit that she had just shit, and fell. She's perfectly fine, except for her ego and her anger issues. She's still feeling great.
She's very mad. Very mad.
I just need to let you guys out though, Karen. Chill. Don't stop.
I wonder what would she do if she let her, if she just didn't put her arm up? I want to know what she would do.
She would kill her. She would absolutely peck her to death.
Do you think?
Yes, I do. I have no doubt. No doubt.
Like, what she needs to do is, like, I'm curious, like, she needs to have a friend in there with like a baseball bat or a gun and just see what would happen if that emu was given the chance to come at her, because they've developed a relationship. I just want to see what would happen. I would want to know, like, what would she actually do?
There's no time to see, because like if she was allowed to get closer, she would just peck her right in the face immediately. You can't even chance it because that thing is coming at her.
Yeah, like, I'm terrified of those things.
I hate them
terrified. Emus and ostriches, I don't like at all. I don't like. Same. I think they should have just been gone a long time ago. I don't like them at all. But I'm just curious, like, what? Because it's so it's just this.
I know.
That's all she
does. I know. It's incredible. Yeah. There's a woman long-suffering wife, who is absolutely in the midst of her husband's COVID. Her husband currently has COVID, and so she's having to deal with that. And here is, she's very frustrated. Take a listen.
My husband's COVID journey.
4 days.
And I've decided my new nickname is Gillette, because I'm the best that man can get. And also, I might cut him soon.
Is it one of those things where he's probably just like, he's so upset and so sick, and like he may just have like mild symptoms, but he amplifies them because he's, no offense to the men out there, but because he's a man. Is that why?
I mean,
Let's
men they're kind of silly about being sick.
Yeah. Right.
This woman made she was trying out the flashlight feature on her phone, and there was a mishap.
So I used my phone's flashlight to help me shave my nether regions.
Oh.
Everything was going great until I got my first like.
Oh my God.
That's not how that works.
No, you don't want to go live with that on Instagram. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants that. Well, maybe some people do.
Maybe some people do. There's a Gen Xer who has just about had it with all of the COVID crap. And he, I think, is all of us. Listen.
Hi, guys. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been dealing with something. I'm going to run with the flu because, well, I didn't go run down and spend 4 hours to get tested,
right?
To be able to run back and claim I have COVID or I don't have COVID. It doesn't fucking matter. In fact, 55 years that I've been on this planet, when you came down with something, you either did the right things to live through it, or if you got to the point of near death, you'd go to the hospital.
Exactly.
This run around going, did you get tested? You're not feeling good. You go get tested. Well, if I got fucking tested, or if I didn't get fucking tested, I gotta live, or I'm not. I don't have a choice. It's just one side or the other. So whether or not I have a fucking answer, if I've been tested and have COVID, if I have COVID, I'm going to go home and have to try to take care of myself the same way. And if I have to fucking go to the hospital, I still have to. So it doesn't fucking matter if the test comes back positive or negative. All this fighting over the fucking test, whether it works or not, doesn't fucking matter. If you get sick, fix yourself. If you feel like you're near death, go to the fucking hospital. Nothing's changed. Why are we now wrapped up in this fucking society of, let's get tested. We're going to get tested. If you're not feeling good, you gotta go get tested. Well, then what happens? Your test came back positive? Okay, well, good at least you know. Yeah, at least I fucking know. Okay, well, I'm going to do the same fucking thing if I didn't get tested. Come on, people, wake the fuck up. I'm so over this stupid brain damaging bullshit. Fuck.
So mad.
Oh my God, I love him. I need to be friends with him immediately. Why are we not friends with him? I love him.
He's so mad.
God, he's so me though. That's how I feel about all this. Like,
people are going to want to know who that is, and I already shut it down. Hang on, let me tell you. I want to tell you right now. Hang on, you guys.
Why are we not friends with this guy? I love him.
Well, and you know what? It's confusing because his profile name is a woman. It's Brianna C. Corrado 0.
He's probably it's probably his wives. You know, like a lot of
it's Brian. It's Brian. It's probably Brian, and I'm just reading the whole thing as one word because I'm an idiot. You guys, it's Brian Nacarado. I was like, it's Brianna Corrado. No, idiot. It's Brian
Nacarado. Okay. We're like making up this guy's life. We're like, oh, it's probably his wives, and they use a joint one. You know, some people do. No, it's not. His name is Brian. We just made up a whole scenario for this guy.
When I see like all the letters in one row,
it's hard. It's hard to determine. This is why she can't do word scrambles, you guys. She can't do this. She can't do those little word search.
War members. Who remembers, and together it says whore.
And she's like whore members.
That club, whore members. Yeah. Yes, I will be in that club.
Right. She's a whore. She's a whore member. You're such a whore. You're a whore member. That's what you are.
Anyway, that's what I do with this guy's name. I feel terrible. Sorry, Brian.
Right.
It's Brian. Brian Nacarado.
Brian. It's Brian.
You guys, Monday night, I am going to the championship football game, the Georgia-Alabama game. And because I am doing that, I will be getting home at like 2 a.m. and I will be drunk. So I'm not going to be working at the radio station on Tuesday. So we're going to sleep in a little bit that day on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're still having a thing Tuesday morning. Still having a thing. Right.
But
it's going to be
9:15 Eastern.
8:15
Central.
8:15 Central. And we have some news that day.
There's going to be some chicks on the right news happening that day.
Some news that we're going to tell you about that day. It's going to be a big show. We have a big show planned for you on Tuesday. So you do not want to miss Tuesday's show, 8:15 Central, 9:15 Eastern. We'll remind you again on Monday.
Yeah, because Monday will be normal. Monday's totally normal.
Right. Monday's a normal show, but Tuesday is a big show, a little bit later. So I know everybody's like back at work and stuff like that, but maybe you could like.
I'll put up an Ashley Judd photo to remind everybody.
Of course you will. It'll be very flattering too. A very, very flattering photo.
It'll be the best
Ashley
photo
Judd.
of her you've ever seen, without a doubt.
Right. Totally. So you guys, just kind of mark your calendars on Tuesday because it's a really, really big show.
It's going to be a good show.
Yeah. You guys.
Anyway.
You guys.
I'm late.
All right. Bring it in. Everybody bring it in. Hope you guys have a great weekend. That's right. It's Friday. Great weekend. And we will talk to you on Monday. Same time, same chick channel. Bye, everybody.
Bye.